Next thing we want to do is lunging on the 25-foot line. I have a 2-year-old that I'm doing this with here, but you would do this with a yearling as well. Matter of fact, if you want to canter a yearling on a lunge line, please go to at least a 25-foot line. Lunging on the 12-foot line that we were using before puts too much stress in the young horse's bones and joints. So go to the 25-foot line for that purpose. The main thing I'm doing with the 25-foot line is I want to see if I've got control of my horse when he's further from my body. And he will still do the things I want him to do. The same things that we did on the 12-foot line. Get my line all untangled. I'm going to have to use my whip now. Actually, I got a guide stick with a 6-foot rope on it to keep my horse out away from me. Because my arm's not long enough to reach him out there at 25 foot, I've got to have an extension. We'll go ahead. I want him to go out there in this circle. I want him to do the circle nice and relaxed. I use my whip toward his shoulder and neck to move him over. On the line, I'll use the whip toward his haunches to move him ahead. Whip toward the shoulder to move him out. Now he's done the 12-foot circle so long that I have to really drive him out because he wants to stay in close to me. I want him to go around here with slack on the line, not pulling against me. I want him to move forward in a nice relaxed manner. Nose tipped to the inside. Here he picked up a canter, and that was okay because I had swung the whip at his hind quarter. He's moving around here with slack in the rein. You can see there's buckle in it. Here he pulls on it just a little bit. When he pulls, I pull back and bring his nose back. Then I let loose. I don't care if the rope actually drags on the ground, as long as he keeps it equal on both sides of me. Send him the other direction. You noticed our stop worked just as well on the 25-foot line as it did on the 12. All I had to do was to look at his side and he swung out. Again, we don't put our arm up over our head because if a horse jerks when he's behind you, tear your arm out of the socket, which would create great pain and also lay you up for a while. Don't want to do that. See, as he goes around here, he's keeping slack between myself and him. Matter of fact, horses by nature are a little bit like humans. They're a little lazy. He has learned that 12 foot's good enough, so I'll just come in on him. Well, I want him to go out to the 25, so I'm going to pick up my whip again and chase him out. Whip toward the shoulder to move him out, toward the haunches to move forward. Bump his nose in. Now, the other thing I want to do in this horse is I want to teach him to reverse while moving. We've always stopped him and then have him go the other way. And we'll stop here in a second again with him and start sending him back the other direction. The horse is moving free and relaxed and keeping slack in the rein as we go around. Look at the side, swings the rear end out, stops, waits for the next command like he should. We're going to start him here in a circle to the left, and he's going to do something a lot of horses do on the lunge line. I've asked him to trot, and as he comes around the next time, about this point the next time, he's going to go ahead and pick up the canter on his own without my asking for it. I don't want horses to change their gait or direction on the lunge line unless I tell them to do so. If he picks up the canter here when I want him to be trotting, I don't try to jerk him off his feet or get real abrupt with him. I just keep sending waves down that lunge line, which keep him off balance. Just keep bumping him and bumping him and bumping him. Pretty soon he says, hey, this isn't worth it. And he drops back to the trot and stays where I put him. If he would try to change direction, you just see he's going to try to do it here as he comes around. He's going to try to turn on me. I was able to stop him with my hand and get him to go forward and not reverse. But if he would have actually reversed, I would have stopped him and restarted him in the direction he was supposed to be going. Next thing we're going to do now is reverse him at the trot. As he comes around here, I'm going to start backing up, combing the line through my hand, let him come trotting across the center, send him off the new direction. Again, my cue to go, the first cue he feels is my right hand reaching out, getting a little contact with the halter to ask him to go forward. We can teach him to do this at the trot, both directions. We'll reverse him here in a minute. The other way, here we come, back across the center. Out again. He picked up the canter that time, but I was pushing him with my right hand, and so to go faster, pick up the canter was okay. You can then teach the horse actually to do a flying lead change by teaching him to reverse at the canter on this line, doing the same technique.